Hello, I'm Pet Fish of Tattoo Santa Barbara and Lucky Fish Incorporated. This video contains care instructions for healing your new tattoo. But before we get to that, I'd like to just take a moment to talk about safety and sterility. It is your responsibility to look and be sure the tattoo studio you choose is going to install your tattoo in an appropriate manner. Here are some tips to make sure you are an informed consumer. First, here's a tattoo machine all set up and ready to go. The most important part is the needle. This is actually a group of needles soldered onto a bar, all of which should be disposed of in a biohazard sharps container after each use, never reused. The next part I want to talk about is the tube. Tubes used to be made of metal and were autoclave sterilized after each use. Modern tubes are made of plastic and are single use. This is a superior choice for both convenience and safety, and it is all I use. The old metal tubes would have needed to be taken apart after each use in order to be completely sterilized because tiny assembly points could hold contamination. However, few tattooists actually did that. Of even more concern than studios still using metal tubes are amateur tattooers working illegally. It is likely that someone working out of their kitchen or at a party does not have adequate equipment and the training to guarantee your safety, and should always be avoided. You wouldn't go to a dentist operating out of a garage, and tattooing demands the same level of sterility and professionalism. So the completely disposable tube is an easily superior replacement. The parts of this setup that are not disposable are the machine itself and the power cord. During use, these are covered in disposable plastic. The entire place setting should be clean and disposable, caps, plate, etc. Your artist needs to work from a sterile field area, just like a dentist. Even if you don't come to me for a tattoo, if you go somewhere else, now you know what to look for and what questions to ask to make sure that you're safe. After you get your tattoo, you should leave the studio with a medical quality non-stick bandage. Bandages are necessary to protect the open surface as it initially oozes out lymph. You don't want any contaminant to get into the open wound, and you don't want to inadvertently contaminate any surfaces in your environment. Plastic wrap is not adequate. It is an airtight approximation of a petri dish that could encourage bacteria to multiply in the tattoo. Leave the bandage on for several hours or overnight, and then do not rebandage it. If you experience throbbing, elevate the tattoo above the level of your heart to reduce swelling. On that first night, sleep in clothing that will cover the tattoo loosely so that it does not stick to the sheets. If the clothing sticks to the tattoo, then get in the shower and wet it to gently remove it. And then clean off any crust or ooze gently with water in your fingertips. It's not necessary to repeatedly clean the tattoo while it is healing. Wash it gently only if necessary after that initial cleaning to remove that crust. Allow it to air dry and then begin moisturizing. For best healing, we recommend moisturizing frequently and sparingly with Curel fragrance-free lotion. Curel comes in several varieties, so be sure to get the fragrance-free one. Greasy ointments will not allow your tattoo to breathe and may slow healing, and there is no need for antibiotics. Just be sure to wash or sanitize your hands before moisturizing to prevent infection. Moisturize up to once an hour for the first few days to prevent the formation of large scabs. If the skin peels like a shedding lizard or snake, that is normal. Continue with regular moisturizing until you can no longer feel the tattoo when running your fingers over it and it is no longer shiny. That's at least a couple of weeks and up to a month. Do not scratch, abrade, or pick at your tattoo as it heals. If it itches, try tapping it lightly. Do not expose the tattoo to direct sunlight until it is healed. Be careful while driving not to get sunlight on it, even through a window. Color tattoos are even more vulnerable to sun, so be vigilant while healing. Do not use sunblock, deodorant, perfume, or scented products in the vicinity of the tattoo while healing. They may cause irritation. Soaking a healing tattoo in water could cause scabbing or scarring, so avoid swimming, hot tubbing, and surfing for a couple of weeks. Sweating and exercising is okay, but excessive stretching or pumping up of recently perforated skin could cause stretch marks while healing. Also, be aware that shared gym equipment and other surfaces may transmit disease. Use caution and keep the area covered with cotton long sleeves or something similar when working out. Remember, this is an open wound. Treat it accordingly. Good aftercare will allow your tattoo to heal properly and age as gracefully as you do. Protect your investment and be art.